This is the civilization for NLL. Hello and welcome to the Noble Leaders League. I am Kjotleik. This is the first division game between Peter and Hannibal. Peter is number 9 in the league with 8 points, Hannibal number 2 with 12. Peter is in 2-1-2 form, Hannibal in 3-0-2. Peter lost round 8, but after back-to-back wins in round 6 and 7, Hannibal, he did win round 8. This is the starting position. This is Peter. Let's get the resource bubbles on to see his starting resources. He starts next to a river. There is a fish far away out here. There is also some iron here, some sheep, and that's basically it for resources. There is some stone over here, as we can see, barely as well. He starts all the way to the west of the starting continent, which is on the south and on the western edge of the map. Hannibal starts over here on the eastern part of it. It is connected down to the Antarctic. It is riverside. There is sheep here, there is iron over here, and there is some silk, and here are some forests to chop as well. It's a relatively small starting continent. There are small continents scattered around on the map on this one, so it's going to be interesting to see how they cope with that. Let's get the game rolling and see who can get out on top. Peter of Russia versus Hannibal of Carthage, 1 city each, and we're looking at the first 20-30 turns, and Hannibal is in Buddhism before Peter gets any religion at all. 2 cities each. They are building, settling towards each other. And now Hannibal is first to 3 cities. Hannibal is pleased with Peter though. Let's see how that influences the game. 3 cities each at the moment. And they have cities, building cities closer to each other. Now 4 cities each. Still the same. 5 cities Hannibal. Hannibal is first to 5, and with Peter also in Buddhism. That means Hannibal is happy with Peter, and Peter is probably happy with Hannibal as well. And there Hannibal is all the way up to friendly, which is dangerous if you can get the Apostolic Palace built at least. But now, let's see, 7 cities Hannibal, 6 cities Peter. We are at turn 160, that is 1000 AD. Let's see what they are doing. They are expanding. They are out of room for expansion on the starting continent. They have to go travel by boat over to new lands if they want to expand particularly much more. And that city makes it available to go up there for Peter. Hannibal 8 cities, Peter 7 cities, and we see that what in the middle of the screen is that there is another Peter city up there now, 8 cities each. And his borders will expand enough to for him to allow to get to the continent up north there as well, due to coastlines. And there he founds another city, 9 cities for Peter now. Hannibal is stuck on 8 currently, but Peter has room for expansion up north now, due to him getting there via the coastlines. 9 cities Peter, if he can take advantage of this. 10 cities now Peter. Hannibal is on 8 cities still though. Peter going for education, Hannibal is going for liberalism, and he's going optics after that. Peter on education, what is Hannibal doing? He is going astronomy. Hannibal has decided it is time to go overseas, so he's going for astronomy, and that was a wise choice. There are continents out there that he can reach, but Peter is also on astronomy now, so he's going to compete for the new lands as well. And 12 cities Peter, 8 Hannibal. Let's see what happens now. 9 cities Hannibal. He founded a city on that continent in the middle of the map there, but Peter took the continent all the way to the east. And we see Peter aggressively settling that continent now, while Hannibal is trying his best on the middle continent. 15 cities Peter, 16 cities Peter, 12 for Hannibal. Peter has a slight advantage, but the advantage is not as big. 4 cities more is not as much worth when you are up to 17 and 12 cities than what it was when you had 12 to 8. 17 to 14 now, that's a 3 city difference. Peter is on printing press, Hannibal is on replaceable parts. We are at turn 303. Peter is 0.9 the strength of Hannibal as well. Hannibal going for rifling, while Peter now gets scientific method, but with Hannibal he is pleased towards Peter. Now it's 17 to 16 in the city count, 17 to 17, and Hannibal has a city up in the north as well, connected to the Arctic up there, and he settled those microcontinents or islands or what you call it close to the starting continent as well now. Hannibal is up to 18 cities versus Peter's 17, and now Peter is down to 0.6 the strength of Hannibal. Does that mean that Peter, or Hannibal is building units maybe? Because Peter doesn't seem to be going for culture at least. Hannibal has a golden age as well, he's up to 20 cities now, and he's above Peter in score at the moment as well. Physics for both of them, and Peter down to 0.5 the strength of Hannibal, which means that Hannibal may or may not be building up for war. He has 21 cities now, Peter has 17. Hannibal is going biology, Peter is going liberalism. Hannibal, oh, for a moment there I thought maybe you were trying to go culture. That would not be wise at this moment in time. But Hannibal, yeah, Peter is a lot weaker than Hannibal. Hannibal is twice the strength of Peter, so what Peter is doing right now I'm not so sure. He's not trying to go culture because he hasn't turned on the slider, but he is teching. He has 18 cities to Hannibal's 22, so Peter is going military tradition now. Hannibal is on steam power. Peter is not building units, so I wonder what he is doing. I really wonder. 19 cities Peter now. 20 cities Peter now, and now Peter goes for rifling. Hannibal is on railroads. Peter on 21 cities, and now Peter goes towards chemistry as well. 22 cities now for Peter. Now he is almost the same number of cities again. Hannibal on 24, Peter on 23. We are at turn T85. This game has been mysteriously peaceful so far. Will there just be one big war towards the end or whatever? There is another Peter city. We have 24 cities each now. They are equal in number of cities. Hannibal has a little bit more score. Now Hannibal is up to 25 though, and Peter is a little bit weaker, but not as weak anymore. He must be starting to build some units and getting steel, going for railroads. Hannibal gets electricity. Turn 402, there are 98 turns left of the game, and Hannibal goes for industrialism, and he's going to get that. Hannibal, yes, he is going to get it. He must have been upgrading a few units. He is up to 26 cities to Peter's 24. Peter's getting combustion, Hannibal is getting plastics. Peter on assembly line next, but with 88 turns left of the game, 87. Maybe they are a little bit too late to go into space. I haven't seen the Apollo program being built yet, but their tech-wise may be a little bit too late. Peter on electricity though, 26 cities to 24, military science for Hannibal, that's a fast one. Artillery next. 26 cities to 24 with 74 turns left of the game. Are they now trying to go space, both of them? Hannibal is on rocketry, Peter on industrialism, and Hannibal with the golden age. He gets rocketry then. You're equal in strength, by the way. Hannibal, 68 turns left, going for flight. I haven't really seen Peter has completed the Statue of Liberty. That could be important. But Peter on industrialism, Hannibal is getting flight. I haven't seen Apollo program being built by anyone, but I haven't paid that much attention to it either up there. But Hannibal has another golden age. 26 cities to 24, 59 turns left of the game, turn 441. Getting satellites now, but it looks to me like you are too late, Hannibal, that you haven't been keeping up in attack. He has ended his golden age, but 54 turns left. And I don't really think that this is going to go well for a space race victory. You must be trying culture or something like that. But I don't know if anyone is doing that. I know that Peter doesn't have the cultural slider on. Maybe Hannibal will do it eventually, but how close? This could... I doubt that we can go space now with 47 turns left, and I haven't seen Apollo program. At least I haven't seen any spaceship parts. Hannibal completes the Apollo program. 44 turns left of the game now. But can he really build the spaceship parts fast enough? I doubt it. We'll have to wait and see. He's up to 27 cities though. Peter has 25. Composites is coming now. Peter, what are you doing? You are on rocketry. 41 turns left of the game. Turn 460 now with 40 turns left of the game. Composites for Hannibal. Is he going to reach space? Well, he goes for stealth, so maybe that's it then. Maybe he won't. I don't know. Peter is in anarchy with a revolution, adopting environmentalism. 28 cities Hannibal, 25 cities Peter. Hannibal is going to get his stealth, and 34 turns left of the game. Turn 466. I haven't seen any. Well, there are corporations. Peter has created construction, but I haven't seen any spaceship parts being built. Peter has successfully done an espionage mission. I don't know what he did there. 30 turns left. And yeah, since I haven't seen any spaceship parts being built yet, I think that this is too late now. I think it is too late for that, and I haven't seen Peter doing the cultural slider either. I don't know about Hannibal, but he seems to be teching, but he's teching slowly. He's teching slowly. Superconductors, Peter on refrigeration, 24 turns left of the game. It just looks to me like this is a game that they are just being a little bit too late to everything. Fission next for Hannibal in 5 turns. We are 22 turns left of the game. 28 cities to 25. They are pleased with each other. They have not gone to war, but it doesn't look like they are going to win either culture or anything. Mining Inc. for Hannibal. That helps with production, but with only 19 turns left and getting fusion right now. And Peter on satellites. And Hannibal's next is ecology with 17 turns left of the game. It is too late to win. Too late to win a space race victory for Hannibal in this game. Hannibal is friendly. It means that we can still get a diplomatic victory here. There is a possibility for a Diplo win. If anyone has built the United Nations, that could be the thing that makes this game end. There is a possibility Hannibal is friendly with Peter. If any one of them has, well, completed the casing, but with only 12 turns left, it's not going to help. So if any one of the leaders have built the United Nations, and we have the war. Oh, okay, so no Diplo win then. 11 turns left. We do have the war, but it's too late to win domination. You can't really take that many cities in just 10 turns. A human player could maybe do it, but not an AI. That is not going to happen, not when they are this close in power. So with 9 turns left, 27 cities to 26, Hannibal has a few more points in score. Peter is a little bit stronger militarily. Peter on advanced flight, Hannibal on the superconductors. 5 turns left of the game. This is going to end in a draw then. It has kind of been a little bit of anticlimactic game. It was never really close to anything, I feel. And Peter's 10% on the cultural slider is not a cultural attempt, that's just to get his population happy. And here it is, the draw is here. It doesn't look to me like anyone really tried to win the game this time. I am disappointed in this game. And that goes out to both Peter and Hannibal. Equally disappointed in both of them. It just felt like nobody really tried to win. In which case that a draw then is deserved for both of them. So, a draw it is. Turn 500, 2080 AD, 1 point each. Peter declared the only war of the game in 2069, turn 489. He did win it by 3 cities captured to 0, but it only lasted for 11 turns and then the game ended because we had run out of time. Another thing is that Peter has a new record that he is not particularly proud of, I'm afraid. Apollo program, the latest Apollo program built, 2079 on turn 499. That is the latest. The last record, the record used to be in 2075, turn 495, but now Peter completes the Apollo program 1 turn from the game ending in a draw. That is, well, it's a record, and it's going to stand for the rest of history, I guess. Let's go take a look at the statistics before I talk about anything else. Exit. And here we see. Score, that was pretty even. Hannibal was a little bit ahead until he started losing cities in the war. GNP, that was pretty even, but Hannibal towards the end as well. Production, that was even. We see, that must be Golden Ages, of course. Food, there is Hannibal number 1 towards the end there. Power, that was Hannibal here, but then Peter started building units and then Peter took over and Peter is number 1 now, although they are almost equal. Culture, that was Peter, and espionage, that was also Peter. So demographics then, we see Peter's numbers here and Hannibal's numbers here. You can just pause the video if you want to study them. Top 6 cities and wonders. Let's go to the bottom here. No wonders in the BC era. The Oracle 50 AD is the earliest wonder. Let's go back to the top. Hannibal has the number 1 city in Carthage, and then Peter has the number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 cities, and Hannibal has the number 6 city. Let's go to the statistics then. We see Peter, he built 25 cities, 3 religions, 2 golden ages, currently on 65 windmills, 29 towns and 26 farms and forest preserves. He built in his cities 24 granaries, 23 barracks, 21 harbors, 3 colosseums. Let's go page down. This is the second page. University of Sankor is there. Let's go page down again to see that the Pentagon is the last building on the list. Let's go to the top and take a look at current units then for Peter. If I can just get to the top, there we are. 73 infantry, 26 workers and 18 fighters, and down to 1 paratrooper. And he trained in his cities. 110 longbowmen, 45 galleons, 36 workers, down to 5 infantries. Page down. We see a full second page, down to 1 great prophet. And we go page down again and see a privateer completing the list of units trained. Kills then, 12 infantry, 11 destroyers, 9 transports, down to 1 mobile artillery, and the losses, 16 infantry, 11 fighters, 9 bombers, down to 1 frigate. Hannibal's numbers then, 28 cities built, 4 religions, 3 golden ages, currently on 57 windmills, 28 farms and 20 towns. He built in his cities 27 granaries, 26 lighthouses, 22 barracks, down to 4 castles. Let's go page down and see the next. And here we see Versailles in the bottom of the list of buildings built. Let's go back to the top and look at current units. 63 mechanized infantry, 25 workers, 14 marines, and 1 privateer at the bottom. He trained a total of 75 workboats, 37 workers, 29 settlers, down to 5 Confucian missionaries. Let's go page down. 5 great prophets is here. We have a ship of the line. Let's go page down again. Okay, the ship of the line was the last item then? Yes, it was. Let's go to the top and take a minute to think about why Hannibal would ever build 75 workboats instead of some military units to conquer Peter. Well, wander away. He killed 16 infantry, 11 fighters, 9 bombers, down to 1 sem-infantry, and the losses were 12 infantry, 11 destroyers, down to 1 spy. So the game ended in a draw. Let's go take a look at the victory conditions screen anyway. Here we see Hannibal. He had finished 1 cockpit and 5 casings, and yeah, but he is far away from launching the spaceship. Peter just built the Apollo program. He has not built any spaceship parts yet. They were very far away from culture. Nobody was close to culture, not even in the most cultured cities. Peter had the most land area, 49.21%, Hannibal 47%, so pretty even here when it comes to United Nations and Apostolic Palace. None of those were actually built, so that's a thing. Let's go exit then and take a look at the cities. It's Peter then with 28 cities. Let's go take a look at his cities first. We are at the top, yes. Krasnoyarsk 19 and Hippo 19 in pop, and we see building a lot of tanks and transports and destroyers and stuff. In Smolensk is building a docking bay. It's going to take 24 turns. Yeah, Yekaterinburg is the last city on the list here on page 1, pop 4. So let's go to the bottom. Yekaterinburg and then Vologda and Omsk are on page 2, both of them building a lighthouse, as we can see. Then let's go take a look at the cities of Hannibal. Let's go to Hannibal of the Carthaginian Empire. He has 25 cities. Let's go here to 25, sort by population. We can see all on one screen. Thana 23, Baria and Carthagonova 21, and he's building a spaceship thruster in Thana, and then some units for the war in the other cities, and then a few buildings in others. Spoiler alert, results and updated league tables follows after this screen. The table then, Peter number 9 with 9 points and a -7 score turn difference. Hannibal is number 3 with 13 points and a +1 score turn difference. Tomorrow are the last 2 games of round 9. First we have the Division 2 game between Washington and Surivarman II, and the second game tomorrow is the first division game between Pakal II and Julius Caesar. A little bit later today we have another Noble Leaders Cup first qualifying round game. I am Kjotleik, this has been the Noble Leaders League. I hope to see you later. Goodbye for now.